If there's going to be body contact in the NHL, then the boys need to be prepared for it.
It's incredibly important, especially at that level. Those kids are so big and strong. And so not knowing how to give a hit or take a hit properly, it's definitely puts them in a vulnerable situation.
In many areas of sports and recreation, we have seen contradictory safety advice, like that which I reported on in October with a local gymnastics facility whose instructors are supposed to keep distance from their students, but that means compromising safe instruction to manipulate and guide their bodies through the circuit while they're learning the literal ropes and being there to catch them if they fall. With Rebel News, I'm Tamara Ugolini here at Iroquois Park and Sports Centre in Whitby, Ontario. Some of you may know that the Ontario Hockey League, that's the OHL, is gearing up to begin its season in February of 2021. The OHL says they'll follow scientific studies despite attempted provincial government mandate to do away with body checking. Last week, OHL's Commissioner David Branch said, "If there's studies that really clearly state that body contact is a contributor to the spread of the virus, then obviously we'll have to look at it. But we've not looked at it yet." In stark contrast, which seems to be the new normal, Lisa MacLeod, who is Ontario's Minister of Sport, believes removing purposeful contact is necessary to prevent COVID-19 from spreading. Finally, someone looking at the science and data to make an informed choice for an entire league. And this may be the only instance that our Premier is pushing back against health advice, not for small businesses or for young children wearing masks all day at school, but hockey. Well, obviously, because Canada. The London Press reported that Premier Doug Ford benched one of his own cabinet ministers, that's MacLeod, late Saturday, declaring his support for an Ontario Hockey League season with body contact, the opposite of what Lisa MacLeod called for just one day prior. If the NHL and the NFL can do it, why would pre-development leagues be any different? They're training to go on to play with the big guys. After all, the OHL is a step down from the NHL, so if these players get drafted, they'll be sending athletes from a no-contact pre-development league into the full throes of contact professional sport, which I'm sure brings its own pile of safety concerns. I'm here to head out today and get some public opinion on the good old hockey game in wake of the alleged global pandemic, and to see if people view contact during ice sport as a risk factor in viral spread. Let's see what we find out. So what's your view on the OHL and Minister MacLeod, that's Lisa MacLeod, the Minister of Sport, trying to remove body contact in a pre-development league?
My opinion would lead to longer puck battles. Body contact as it stands now is you hit the man, the woman, or whatever, you separate the person from the puck, and away you go. Removing body contact, it would actually make longer puck battles, and then we're staying in closer contact for a longer period of time.
How important do you think it is to learn how to give and receive hits, especially at a pre-development level?
It's incredibly important, especially at that level. Those kids are so big and strong. And so not knowing how to give a hit or take a hit properly, it's definitely puts them in a vulnerable situation.
If there's going to be body contact in the NHL, then the boys need to be prepared for it, right? I think taking out body contact and then throwing them into a professional league that has body contact can be potentially dangerous. So until the NHL takes out body contact, I would suggest keeping body contact in the OHL to prepare them.
Do you view close contact as an inherent risk to the virus, spread of the virus?
Close contact for longer than 15 minutes, I would say yes.
It's a tough discussion. We have to take input from all the different parties, obviously. But there's no doubt about it. I think everyone in the hockey community will agree that having those players at that elite level going out there for a full year with no contact could definitely be a safety issue as they head into that next level next year.
And in those few seconds, when even if they are purposeful or not, those hits, is there an inherent viral spread that happens in that, split second?
I don't know. I don't know if they'd be close enough to do that. You'd have to really get really close to them. I'm not really too concerned about the spread of the virus with body contact, if you're asking my opinion.
We could have lots of different arguments. They're going to be on the bench together. They're going to be in the same dressing room together. The contamination, it's going to be there, right? So I like to leave that up to the medical experts.
I don't think that they should bring back the OHL without having body contact.
You think that the OHL should continue as normal as with contact?
As much as possible. You look at football in the States, other sports, etc. The baseball that just finished recently. Yeah, it's the way it should be.
Do you think that engaging in the good old hockey game is purposeful contact, or does it just happen?
It's incidental. Contact happens when two people fighting over the puck. So that's puck battles. We practice and every game, right, ladies?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's part of the game for sure.
Do you miss like your grandparents or anyone being able to come and watch?
Yeah, I miss my grandparents watching, especially how my grandpa really loves hockey and my aunts and uncles.
Anything that you miss from the pre-COVID days?
No, not really. I miss face-offs, kind of.
Yeah, face-offs and 5-on-5s. Those are nice.
Oh, you're down to 4-on-4?
Yeah.
What about any grandparents or friends coming out to watch you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't do that anymore. So it's unfortunate.
Well, there you have it. The consensus from those actually in the game seems to be that we should let hockey resume as normal at all levels. While everyone is happy just to be back at the arena, the kids miss the face-offs and the 5-on-5s, and of course they miss their loved ones being able to come out to watch. And the point that coach makes about puck battles actually prolonging close contact as opposed to just giving a quick shoulder and skating off will hopefully not fall on the deaf ears of our health overlords. For Rebel News, I'm Tamara Ugolini. If you're a small business facing constant uncertainty in wake of shutdown threats, with increased costs of red tape and having to add things like expensive plexiglass, all while limiting and restricting revenue, head over to iwillopen.com and tell us your story. That's iwillopen.com.